Young is the CEO and president of Ittner Architects, and they're the sponsors here of the Phone Bank. Dennis, I haven't seen you. Well, it's been a day. It's been a full day.
It's been a day.
You took off the tie. Now, this is weird. You're at the Ozarks, and you're wearing the tie, and now you're not at the Ozarks, and you got the tie off.
It's odd. It's odd, yes.
And the tie is off.
Yes, yes.
How'd the conference go?
Well, it was a great conference. There was over 530 administrators from around the state there. A lot of conferences. What you did was excellent with having the guest speakers on the radio. Everyone was very excited about the conference, so thanks for coming.
And we mentioned you guys sponsoring the phone bank, and getting behind any cause is great, but boy, when it's kids that are sick, it does kind of tug at everybody's heart.
It really does. I'm down here during the week because of the pediatric dental center that we're working on, and in the lobby you get to see the families walk in, and it's just not the kids; it's the families themselves. And everyone is very stressed, very interested in their loved one, and the kind of support that's needed is just more than financial. It's the expertise and love of the doctors. It's what you're doing right now in raising the funds. So this is a very worthwhile cause, and I'm glad that we could put our name as part of that effort.
And you mentioned the pediatric dental. You don't think about that, do we? When kids are in the hospital, we don't think about going to the dentist.
No, it's a great new program, and as it came about, was as kids come to Cardinal Glennon for whatever their health ailment is, they also have the need for the dental care. And the facility, which is right across the road, across Grant Avenue, is a partnership between Cardinal Glennon, SSM, and St. Louis University. And it's a unique facility. We've created a website that will soon be launched. That's the Kids Dental Network, which is a way of reaching out to these kids and their families to educate them and really encourage them to go to the dentist. I know at that age, the dentist was not on my list of people to go visit.
I always felt bad that he had a low image, going home at night. Honey, nobody wants to come see me. They all and it's even a punchline. It's like, oh, I'd rather do that than go to see the dentist.
That's right, absolutely. But what we're designing there is going to be fabulous. When the kids are in the chair, they're looking up at a monitor to kind of take their mind off of what's being performed, whether it's pulling a tooth or whatever the procedure is, and really making it a friendly place for kids to go visit in hopes that they'll come back and that their parents will want them to come back. So, but while I'm here in the hospital here looking at the rotunda where the phone banks are and the families that come here, it's home. It's just not a place you come for a couple of days. It's a place that you might stay for 3 months. I heard one caller say it was 3 years that they're here. So any kind of support, and I'd like to make a request to all the business owners out there that's listening, any Cardinal fans, any Blues fans, and if there is any Rams fan left,
there's a couple
to make a donation. $10, $20, as you said, would go a long way if everybody did that, and it goes to a very worthwhile cause. I know we're all being called at home or, when you're at the grocery store to give $5 or $10, whether it's for Little League, because I was a coach once. I remember doing that. But this is a cause that is really important. They all are. But when you see the families and the kids, it really tugs at your heart. And they need all the support they can get.
And I've mentioned this before, but Aeneas Williams grew up in New Orleans. Plays in the NFL. He's playing in Phoenix for the Arizona Cardinals, ends up in St. Louis. And so he's lived all places and traveled all places and lived in several. He has said repeatedly, I've never seen a town that is more philanthropic or does more for their own than St. Louis. And it is true. And we do people get hit up a lot. I get that.
Yeah.
But this is a great one. Children's Miracle Network. And, again, the Ittner phone bank is 855 Pro Kids, and throughout the afternoon, even as you get a chance to call, if you want to make that donation in the name of your son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter, or say, hey, I'm calling in, and the reason why is, I'm 30 now, and when I was a kid, I was in Cardinal Glennon, and I, heard the stories from my parents years later, and I think that happens a lot with these kids. They're little kids, they don't even remember, some of them, and then they find out that they spent a big part of their childhood at Cardinal Glennon.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I have two boys. One's in Denver right now, and one's in St. Louis, who's 30, and he's heading to Los Angeles in a few weeks. When he was young, I think he was around, 10 or 12, he went to Children's Hospital for surgery. And it's tough on the kids, but the parents, it's probably tougher on the parents.
So you're freaking out.
Yeah, you're freaking out. And now, he's much better with the sinus surgery, and he's headed to Los Angeles to work for SpaceX. So
that's great.
Just figure, how important all this is for the family and the kids. It really is. So I know Ittner Architects, we made a contribution in addition to the all the efforts that we're making here. It's a very important cause. So I do challenge everybody to make that contribution.
Yeah, and we always if you're a business owner and you want to make that donation, tell them at the phone bank. Say, hey, this is Fred from Fred's Pizza, and we just want to let you know. We'll give you a little shout out here.
I wonder if we could place a bet to see if there'd be more Cardinal fans calling the phones, or
the Blues fans.
The Blues fans.
Okay.
I wonder. You think we can make that challenge?
So that's the other thing. So when they call in, they can say, all right.
That's what they should do.
This is my vote here.
That's right.
At the end of the day, we'll have an unofficial tally.
Time is it? Starting at 10 till 1, we're going to keep track.
Okay, that's good. So at 6 o'clock, we'll have a tally there. Cardinals versus Blues.
Right.
Show your allegiance by making a donation here at 855-PRO-KIDS. Look at Dennis is an idea guy. I like that. Surrounded by smart people. Zinn, believe it or not, Mark Zinn figured out, instead of saying 776-5437, he said it spells Pro-Kids. 855-PRO-KIDS. He's got that weird brain that figures stuff like that out. That's a fun way to do it. So for whatever your motivation is, you call our volunteers and you can name, who you want to pledge it in, my son's name, daughter's name, or say Cards Blues. That's a fun way to do it. If you're a business owner, say, listen, I've got a couple of bucks here, and just let them know that Bill's Roofing called in and donated X amount.
Having just met with you yesterday at the Lake of the Ozarks at the conference.
Yeah, it took an education roundtable for me to get back to the Ozarks.
That's right.
How about that?
And, you wanted me to get my trunks on to go boating or something, but I hear you're a great golfer. That's what I hear.
I don't know.
That's what I heard.
You were told that.
Yes, I was told
not
that.
Not by me.
Well, because of that, we before we left the Ozarks, we bought you a present here. This is you have to describe it on radio. If this was TV, it would be really easy to describe.
All right, Dennis Young, CEO, President, Ittner Architects, has handed me my new official putter. It's the Hillbilly putter. It's I thought it was a walking stick when you arrived.
Well, Robert Bogo's his idea. He decided to get that.
I think we have some white.
He's over there saying no. I didn't.
We have some white painted acorns, I believe, instead of golf balls. This instrument is sanctioned by the HGA, which I'm assuming is the Hillbilly Golf Association.
Yes, it is.
Any claims or requests for improved scores will only produce loud guffaws and obscene catcalls. It even comes with some tees that are sharpened pieces of wood, it appears. So you guys have really outdone yourselves.
That's a stick, and
you know what? I've golfed with Rich Gould. He has a Hillbilly putter, believe it or not. Okay, you do believe that, right? Uh-huh. Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for that.
And I thought Carney might be showing up. But
he's coming a little bit later, yes.
Well, when you raise kids, if you give a gift to one kid, you give them to both.
Okay.
I know he's kind of childish. So
yes.
But because he was heading up the roundtable discussion with issues in education for the Missouri School Board Association, I think you were out of town on sports. We thought this made sense to him, and I'll have to.
John has the funny face. We've got the fake nose, glasses, and then wiggling eyebrows to go with it.
He was always making jokes,
right?
Because when you talk to all the administrators, sometimes it's kind of hard.
Right.
It's kind of dry at times when you talk about finance.
So John can sport the funny face.
Yeah. So. And Deb Cottrell, who's doing the camera here,
we've got
she
photos,
was laughing at this.
Photo opportunity. It's the official wind-up funny face for John Carney.
Yeah, just turn that clockwise.
Fake nose. He can be in disguise.
Yeah.
That way, the next time he hosts the roundtable, nobody will know Carney is hosting it. For his benefit and for yours. Dennis, thanks for the gifts. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
And thanks for sponsoring this great event.
Great.
Dennis Young is the president and CEO of Ittner Architects. They are the architects of education. The Children's Miracle Network Radioathon. I'm here. The bell's ringing in the background. Thanks to all of you for your support and taking the time out joining us the Children's Miracle Network. It's the Radioathon till 6 o'clock. 855-PRO-KIDS is the number to call. 855-776-54